I made a huge mistake in my business this year. And it's something that I have been kicking myself for ever since I realized that I did it. Not just because it's taking a lot of extra time that I had intended to put somewhere else, but mostly because it's something that I tell you guys all the time not to do. And I did it myself. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about this week. But before we dive into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that little notification bell so that you never miss a tutorial or upload. Okay, so let's just talk about it. I'm just going to come right out and admit it. I completely got sucked in or distracted by shiny object syndrome. I had decided to work with a particular consultant towards the end of last year, and she made a suggestion, a platform switch suggestion that I didn't even stop to think. I just immediately made the switch. And man, if you, there are so many videos throughout this channel where I have talked about how important it is not to do that and always do your research before you jump into a different platform. And, no platform is perfect. And so you have to think about your priorities. I mean, I have at least a couple of videos just talking about the things that you need to think about before making a switch on a different platform. And I didn't do any of those things. I just blindly took this recommendation from this expert without doing any of my own research, without thinking properly about my priorities and recognizing that what this new platform had to offer was not really that important to me ultimately. Other things were far more important. And I did zero research, guys. And let me just tell you, I am so mad at myself that at this point in my business, in this point in my solopreneur journey, that I made such a rookie mistake. And not even just like, I don't mean it in like a negative way, like, oh, if you made this mistake, then you don't know what you're talking about. But like, I literally preach, don't do this, and then I did it. That's what I think irritates me the most. So I spent the last year using OmniSend as my email platform. I've done a couple of videos about it here and there. I've mentioned it once or twice, but you may have noticed that I didn't do a whole lot tutorial wise on that platform. In fact, it's not even really included a whole lot in the Academy courses because it's just not a platform that I ever really liked. Like, I just never really got that into it. Now, before OmniSend, I was using a platform called ActiveCampaign, which I did do more videos on. I liked it a lot, but there was a certain piece of functionality that I was hoping for that it didn't have, that OmniSend seemed to have, and all. Anyways, it's not even really important. The point is that I didn't do the research. And over the past year after I made the switch, when I first started out, it was like, ooh, shiny new car. And it was super fun to like learn all the different ways of doing things and see like there were a couple of things that I could do that I maybe could have done an active campaign, but I hadn't quite figured out, or it was going to cost me more or something like that. And so I was excited about those capabilities in OmniSend and I leaned into them. And every time I came across something that was an annoyance, like, how come I can't trigger an automation the way I want to trigger it? Or why do I have to do this little workaround in order to get something, some information, some analytics that ActiveCampaign just gave me? And, little things like that. I just kind of brushed them aside for a while. And I was in that honeymoon phase that you can sometimes get into with a new platform. And I just let it all go. But over the last couple of months, I would say, those things kind of started getting more and more annoying to me. And the feature that I had joined OmniSend for in the first place, I discovered that I wasn't actually using, like, at all. And I kind of hit the final straw like a couple weeks back when I'm not going to go into the details, but basically I was running into a problem where because of how things were triggering and all those workaround things that I was dealing with and that I had been fighting with was causing me to kind of accidentally spam a few new subscribers because they'd found their way into two kind of duplicate automations, and so they were getting the same emails more than once. And that is like a deal breaker for me when there is no way for me to go in and manually remove someone from an automation and just make sure that they're not getting spammed by me because I hate spam. That is not at all something that I'm okay with doing as an email marketer. And not just because of all the privacy rules and things like that. I mean, those are all important, but because I don't want to be spammed. So why would I do that to someone else? I'm very intentional in that way about how I do my email marketing. So that was my final straw, is that I was just like, I can't anymore because I literally have zero control over preventing this from happening. So I immediately made the decision, okay, I need to switch. And my first thought was, well, I'll just go back to ActiveCampaign because I know that platform. I don't have to spend the time doing the research because I already know the platform. Well, that's all true. And I knew that I liked the platform, but this is one of the times where I'm kicking myself because I had been with ActiveCampaign for so long that the level of functionality that I had when I left, I had been grandfathered in at a very, very affordable price. And to get even those basics back now was going to cost me, I think it was going to be something like $50+ a month, which, I mean, again, I'm all about using the right tool in the right situation. I know you have to invest sometimes in pay for certain platforms that maybe are a little pricier, but not in this situation. There are plenty of platforms that would offer me that basic functionality at a much, much better price. But what did that mean? That meant that not only did I have ahead of me migrating everything over, which is something I have now done multiple times in the past 5 years, and I am so sick of it. And I wanted to find a platform that was going to grow with me better so that hopefully I don't end up doing this again. But more importantly, I needed to do that research and find a platform that was going to be more in that affordable price point that I feel is warranted at the level that I'm at for my email marketing. But more importantly, does all the things that I've been struggling with OmniSend and not getting what I needed out of it. So I did that research. I was in their chat. I was doing the Google searching. I was watching YouTube videos and making sure that it was going to have that key prioritized functionality for me. Now, I did find a platform. I'm in the process right now of moving everything over, and I will tell you what the platform is in a minute. But I want to acknowledge and kind of stress again here. There is no such thing as a perfect platform. There are things about this platform that are not exactly how I would like them to be. But when it comes to the important things, which for me are automation, is paramount. If I don't have the ability to automate my emails and my funnels and my workflows in the way that I need to, it is an absolute deal breaker. Hence why I'm leaving OmniSend, because of the fact that automation is key to efficiency and productivity. So not having that functionality would be an absolute deal breaker, not an option for me. But I wanted something that I would be able to grow into more so that, again, like I said earlier, hopefully I can stay in this platform for the foreseeable. So I found a platform that I had been curious. I had dabbled in the past, but I'd never really gone all in and tried it. And I went and I was doing all that research. And in the process of doing that, I discovered that so many of the business owners that I admire and look up to are using this platform. So I'm not going to lie, that definitely played a role in my decision. It was not the ultimate. Like I said, I did all my research, made sure all my priorities were there, and also a couple of fun new things that I'm excited to try out. But seeing all of that, I finally made the decision to move into the platform that is now called Kit. It used to be called ConvertKit. And I have only been playing in it for a couple of days. I've spent some time doing some email list cleanup because, we always end up with people who are on the list, they stay subscribed, but they don't actually open anything. And so not only are they getting emails, and it's kind of spammy in that way for me to still be emailing them, but also in all of these platforms, on some level, you're paying based on how many contacts you have. And if these are dead contacts, then I'm not going to move them over, right? So I spent a ton of time going through my whole list and making sure that the people that moved over are active and want to be getting my emails. I spent all that time. I've been rebuilding out my forms and my landing pages and my funnels and all of that. And I'm really excited about it. I mean, yeah, it was a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm excited about it. And it's something that I will start doing some videos here on the channel about in the next year, because there are some things that I think are not super intuitive. and that I had to go and search for. So I'm going to do some videos on those things so that if maybe someday you decide to follow me on this path and join me over at Kit, then you'll have some resources here from me to help you get started with that. Or if you're just looking for your first platform, this is a great one to start out with because they have a free level of it that is not full functionality, but will work great for someone who's just getting started. And then there are some very affordable options as you grow. So, yes, of course, that also means that I have decided to become an affiliate for them because when I find a tool that I love, I like to do tutorials about it so that I can educate you about it. And yeah, of course, I start to recommend it because I think that it's a great tool that might be really helpful for you. So, while yes, I am still kicking myself for making such a rookie mistake for the type of business that I have to just be so easily distracted and sucked into a platform that I literally knew nothing about, I'm making the most of it. I'm finding ways to use it to actually be more beneficial for my business. Honestly, it's going to grow with me in ways that OmniSend was just not going to, at least not the way that it's currently set up. And I'm really excited about it. So I took this mistake, this big, huge mistake that I made, and I'm turning it into a positive, which you can totally do too. I am curious though, because I know I'm not the only one who made mistakes in their business this year. So, is there any big mistake you made this year that you're turning around for something good and making it something positive in your business? Let me know that in the comments. The online tools for your business do not need to be complicated or overwhelming. It's time to let it be easy.